Joe was a popular streamer, known for his horror game playthroughs. One evening, he decided to stream an obscure game called Whispering Shadows, rumored to be cursed. The game was said to have been developed by a small indie team that mysteriously vanished before its completion, leaving behind an unfinished, eerie masterpiece. Joe's audience was excited as he booted up the game. The game's opening screen was unnervingly quiet, with the title written in a blood-red font. As he navigated the eerie corridors of the in-game mansion, the lights in his room flickered. Joe laughed it off, attributing it to his faulty wiring. However, his laughter died when he heard a whisper directly in his ear. "Join us, Joe." Shaking, Joe glanced at the chat, hoping someone else had heard it too. The chat was filled with comments about the whisper. "Did you hear that? Who's whispering? This is creepy." Joe's heart pounded as he continued playing, but the whispers grew louder and more insistent. Each time he approached a mirror in the game, he saw fleeting images of a pale face with hollow eyes and a mouth twisted into a sinister smile. Joe decided to end the stream early, but as he clicked the button to stop, the screen froze, and the face from the mirrors appeared in full view, staring directly at him. It spoke again. "Join us, Joe." The stream abruptly ended, leaving his viewers in a state of panic and confusion. Joe sat in his dark room, trying to calm his racing heart. He decided to take a break from streaming for a few days, hoping it was all just a bizarre coincidence. But that night, as Joe lay in bed, he heard the whispers again, coming from the shadows of his room. "Join us, Joe," they hissed, and he realized this was far from over. Determined to get to the bottom of the strange occurrences, Joe reached out to a friend and fellow streamer, Sarah. She was known for her skepticism and logical approach to debunking paranormal claims. She agreed to come over and help him investigate. They decided to stream the next night together, hoping to debunk the whispers as some sort of prank or technical glitch. As they set up the stream, Sarah reviewed the footage from Joe's last stream. She noticed something chilling, a shadowy figure lurking in the background, partially obscured but undeniably present. "Did you see this?" she asked, pointing it out. Joe's face went pale. He hadn't noticed it before, but now it was unmistakable. The figure was watching him. During the stream, they played the same game, Whispering Shadows. As the whispers started again, Sarah's face grew serious. "Joe, this isn't a prank. Something is seriously wrong here." Suddenly, the lights in Joe's room went out, plunging them into darkness. The whispers grew louder, echoing through the room. Sarah screamed, pointing at the screen. The shadowy figure was now directly behind Joe, its hollow eyes staring into the camera. The stream cut out, leaving viewers in darkness. Joe and Sarah huddled together, terrified. They decided to contact a paranormal expert, hoping to find answers and put an end to the horror. But as they waited for the expert to arrive, Joe received a chilling message on his phone. "You can't escape us, Joe." The next day, the paranormal expert, Dr. Williams, arrived at Joe's apartment. Dr. Williams was a seasoned investigator of supernatural phenomena, with a reputation for uncovering the truth behind many haunted legends. He set up equipment to detect any supernatural activity. As night fell, Joe, Sarah, and Dr. Williams gathered around, waiting for something to happen. Dr. Williams began to explain the history of Whispering Shadows. The game was developed by a small team who mysteriously disappeared before it was completed. Legend had it that the game was cursed, trapping the souls of those who played it for too long. He showed them old newspaper clippings about the missing developers and accounts from other players who had reported strange occurrences after playing the game. As he spoke, the whispers began again, louder and more insistent. Dr. Williams recorded the sounds, analyzing the frequency. "These whispers are not natural," he said. "They are a call from the other side." Suddenly, the equipment went haywire. The temperature in the room dropped, and the whispers turned into screams. The shadowy figure appeared once more, this time more defined and menacing. "You will join us," it said, its voice a chorus of agony. Dr. Williams shouted instructions to Joe and Sarah to close the game and destroy the disc. As they scrambled to comply, the figure lunged at them. The screen shattered, and the room went silent. They stood in shock, the disc broken in Joe's hand. Dr. Williams assured them that destroying the game should end the haunting. But as they breathed a sigh of relief, Joe's phone buzzed with a new message. "It's not over, Joe." Despite destroying the game, the whispers persisted. Joe decided to take drastic measures. He planned a final stream, determined to confront the entity haunting him once and for all. Sarah and Dr. Williams agreed to assist him, preparing for what they hoped would be the last encounter. They set up the stream, and Joe addressed his audience, explaining everything that had happened. "Tonight, we're ending this," he said, his voice trembling. As they started the stream, the whispers began immediately, more aggressive than ever. The shadowy figure appeared, its form more solid and terrifying than before. Dr. Williams performed a ritual, chanting words of protection. The room grew colder, and the whispers turned into a cacophony of voices, each one filled with pain and anger. The figure advanced towards them, its eyes burning with a malevolent fire. "You can't escape us," it growled. Joe faced the figure, clutching a talisman given to him by Dr. Williams. "Leave us alone," he shouted. The figure recoiled, but the whispers grew louder, almost deafening. It reached out with shadowy hands, trying to grasp Joe. In a final act of defiance, Joe held up the talisman and repeated the chant. The figure screamed, its form dissolving into darkness. The room shook, and the lights flickered violently. Dr. Williams continued the chant, his voice strong and unwavering. Suddenly, everything stopped. The room was silent, and the figure was gone. Joe, Sarah, and Dr. Williams sighed in relief, believing it was finally over. They ended the stream, their viewers sending messages of support and concern. But as Joe turned off his computer and prepared to leave the room, his phone buzzed with a final message. "We'll be back, Joe. You can never escape." The screen went black, leaving a haunting silence in its wake.
Thank you for delving into the darkness with us. If you enjoyed tonight's terror, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more spine-chilling stories. And remember, the next time you hear a noise in the dark, it might just be one of our tales coming to life. Sweet dreams if you can. Subscribe for more nightmares.